A lot of people choose the wrong option when it comes to training their dog. In this video, I'm going to break down the 4 different ways you can train your dog with 3 different metrics so you can choose the perfect option for you and your dog. Let's get into it. Bonjour, you beautiful pet parent. My name is Evan Doggett. Nope, didn't change to become a dog trainer. My parents are who they are. It's not always easy choosing the right option to train your dog. Let's get into the 4. Number 1, board and train. Number 2, private lessons. Put a little, that's a P. That's a sideways P. Online courses and group classes. Now, when choosing which one, it's very important of these 3 factors. Time, that's obviously a clock and not some sort of weird nipple. Money, and relationship points. I'll explain that one in a second. So regardless which option, you need time and you need money to train your dog properly. Because money buys you knowledge. Ultimately, you need knowledge. And then this unspoken about factor is relationship points. Whoever puts in the most time gets the most relationship points. But here's the thing is, regardless of what option you do, you got to put in time. And I don't think that's sold properly. So a board and train is going to cost you the most amount of money. And theoretically, it's going to take you the least amount of time. There's the little nipple clock. And you're also going to get the least amount of relationship points. You only get 1 there. Because the dog is coming home to you. You will have a relationship with them. But you didn't put in the time, and relationship go together. The trainer's relationship with the dog, working through those hardships. I don't know anybody who has a very strong relationship with someone who didn't spend much time with them. And then if a problem comes up, another problem with your dog, you don't know how to work through that problem. I mean, hopefully you do. Like when I do a board and train, and I still do them, I do lessons with the people, but a big part of it is they get my online programs, so that way before the dog comes to me, they're learning. While the dog's with me, they're learning. And when they go home, I'm going to show them specifically with their dog, but they already have the knowledge. And that's the most important part of this, is that you feel confident at the end of one of these to be able to achieve your goals and eliminate the frustrations with your dog. Lessons, they cost less, but they should still be a fair investment if the dog trainer is any good. Or maybe they're really good, they just have no business sense. In which case, yay for you, but nay for them. They're not going to be in business very long. It will take you more time, but I'm only going to give it 2 clocks. So many people think that dog training takes hours a day, when in reality, if you have 3 5 to 10 minute sessions, you can make massive progress with any behavior in 4 to 6 weeks. Now, there's a huge caveat here that I probably should have mentioned at the start, but I'm just thinking of it now. What kind of training are you doing? Are you doing balanced, or are you doing positive reinforcement only, purely positive training? This doesn't work with this, because this is all relationship. And even then, it's an unbalanced relationship because there's no you must. There's no consequences, which is why the dog knows all these tricks tricks and obedience in a controlled environment. But when you go out into the real world, or they try to hand it off to you, clicker trainers are amazing at marking the exact moment that the dog does something right. But you're not. You don't want to be a dog trainer. You're a pet parent. You're somebody who just wants to enjoy their dog. The fastest and easiest way to enjoy your dog is to tell them the things that they're doing wrong, and there's consequences for that. And then equally balancing, that's why it's balance, is here's the way you get rewarded as well. So just to be clear, this does not work very well with this unless you have a crazy, happy-go-lucky, wants to please everybody dog, which in that case, why are you setting your dog to a board and train? Okay, back to lessons. I'm going to give this 2 hearts for doing private lessons. In my private lessons, I almost never touch the dog. Very rarely, unless it's an aggressive case, do I put my hands on the leash. And even then, like if they're human aggressive, I don't even touch the leash. All you need from me is knowledge, how to do things, your timing, how to use the right tools, etc. So this, in my opinion, is one of the best options, better than a board and train for 90% of cases, but I will come back to which dogs are best for a board and train. Or you can watch the other video linked below if you're like, I just want to know about board and trains, because I did a video on all that. Online course should cost you the least amount of money. I've got an e-collar course that teaches you all the e-collar stuff, and then I've got another course that's like an encyclopedia. So it's the least financial investment. It should take you the same amount of time as lessons, maybe a bit more, but I think you'll retain the information better because you're not going to be distracted while you're learning it. I made all my videos, I've got ADHD, and so I made all my videos 5 to 10 minutes max because I can't sit there and listen to somebody. And normally there's like in those courses there's a lot of cuts and it's like very entertaining because it's got to be. But this is where if you do private lessons with someone, sometimes it can not go well because you get distracted. They said something, your brain went somewhere else, your dog is freaking out. Lessons can be challenging in that regard. So relationship points, I'm going to give this an extra heart because you might struggle a little bit more than someone telling you you're doing it wrong, which means you're just going to have more reps with your dog. And God love you. And then big, cheap group classes should be cheap. And I'm only going to give it half a heart, because these are frustrating as hell. I do not like group classes with a bunch of untrained dogs. This is fantastic if your dog is already trained and you want to just proof it around other dogs, or you have like the most attached, attention-giving dog in the world. But the rest of your classmates, those dogs aren't, it's not going to be the case. It's going to be a shit show. It's not going to go well. All the dogs are going to be barking. You're not going to be hearing anything. Your knowledge is not going to get to the level that it could if you were sitting in your house watching, or on your phone or whatever, watching somebody explain something, or having somebody in a private setting talk to you and answer your questions. My advice to you is start here, do this first, do this second if you need it, and then do this as a third option unless you have a very aggressive or dangerous dog that you need help with, or the dog needs to be around a bunch of dogs to get rehabbed. Even with human aggressive dogs, I say start here, then this. And you can also do online private lessons with people too. I offer it. There's a lot of dog trainers that do.